Nika likely playing on Sunday. What's that like just for the team morale after the past couple weeks?
Yeah, it's huge. Just like having them back in practice even. I mean, obviously both of them have such huge roles and such huge voices. So I think just having everyone kind of like get back to like what they do and having everyone back healthy, it's huge to have them back just on and off the court. It makes a big difference for us.
What's the biggest differences?
I think both of just their leadership. Both of them have a huge leadership role. They're both very experienced. I think especially with both of them, like we look to them for a lot of things, and they kind of have that calming role of like we got this, we're gonna be good. So I think that makes a big difference. And then obviously what they do on the court, like playmaking wise, is unquestionable.
How much easier having Nika back does it make it for the rest of you guards that you don't have to be as primary of ball handlers?
Yeah, it definitely makes it a lot easier. I think the last couple of games, a lot of people are playing out of position, and I think that's something that we've come to kind of have to expect, especially it happened a lot last year. So I think we're in a better position this year than we were last year with that, but I think it's unnatural. It's not, like your primary role, not what you do best. So I think just having her back in her role puts everyone else kind of at ease and makes it easier for everyone else.
It seems like the words adjust seem to be all over everything that you do. What did you learn the most from the last couple of games with Nika being out?
I think just like valuing possessions and how much is on her to keep the pressure down, the turnovers down, handle the pressure, make sure everyone's in the right spot. I think we obviously know what she does, but then when you're put in that position to have to kind of do what she does, it's a lot different perspective. So I think just trying to handle the ball, handle the pressure, and kind of keep the tone of the game. We definitely missed that, not having her.
I'll keep you in the final exams. In the first 9 games, what would you give yourself as a grade and why?
Not what I would like. I think coming back from injuries, it's been hard. It's been up and down, and I think I'm definitely not where I want to be on both ends. I think a lot of it comes from my defense, and I know I have a long way to go and just trying to get back to the player that I want to be at.
Was getting a lot of minutes and getting minutes in the future, will that be helpful?
Yeah, I think just getting back in the groove of it, getting back comfortable being out there, kind of doing the things that I do, and then just I think when you have an injury, the more time you get on the court, the more comfortable you are. So I think just that'll help getting back into the flow of it. But a lot of it is just on me. I know I need to be better.
Is it more physical or mental with you right now?
I would say it's a little bit of both. I mean, I'm still dealing with my injuries, but I think a lot of it is just kind of not overthinking things and just going out and playing and doing what I know I can do to help and not trying to do too much, not just kind of being out there, just doing what I do.
You mentioned kind of Nika kind of being that vocal leader. Just could you kind of feel that difference today in practice?
Yeah, I think definitely in practice, her voice. I mean, still, even when she's out, she's on the sideline, she's coaching people, she's enthusiastic. So I think we still hear her voice, but it's definitely a different feeling when she's on the court and talking to you versus she's seeing things from a different perspective. So I think we still hear her a lot, but it helps having her actually out there.
Coach said that your want to is there. He can see how much you want to do things, but it's just not translating right now. Is that super frustrating for you because you could be a lot better or have a bigger impact?
It's very frustrating. I think the last couple months have been a lot of, like I said, I know what I can do, I know where I can be, and I'm just not there yet. And I think that's frustrating because I'm trying to figure out ways to get back in that flow. So I know I need to be better. I know the team needs me to be better, the coaches do. So that's just on me to perform.
But does it help you as you get players back because now you don't have to try to do too much? You can let Nika do what she's supposed to do and Dorka do what she's supposed to do, and you can find yourself again?
Yeah, I think that helps everyone. Playing, like I said, playing out of position is hard. So then for me particular, going back to my natural position and being able to do what I do, I think it makes it easier for everyone.
Is Nika coming back just going to be the quick fix that you need for the turnovers, or do you think there's further things you have to do as a team in order to cut down on those?
I think that's on everyone. Obviously having Nika back, that helps because of her role with handling the ball and making sure everything's set. But I think that's on everyone, especially on me last game. Everyone has to be just smarter with the ball, making better decisions. I think not letting other teams rush us, because I think that's what they're going to do, knowing we don't have a lot of ball handlers. So I think just letting the game come to us, controlling the pace, and not turning the ball over.
The offense this year seems to work best when that ball does move around. But how has communication had to change since sometimes Nika's here and now you've got her back, but then she wasn't?
Yeah, I think not having her is that voice that everyone kind of looks to. So then having her out, other people's voices have to be louder. I think Aaliyah is a lot louder. Everyone kind of feeds off that. So I think just the communication of everyone overall kind of picking up what we lose when Nika's not out there.
Coach said it's going to be a process for Inez to kind of get something out of what she just went through, that, she was thrown into the fire, really scarred up a little. As players, do you try to help her along and tell her, take the positives out of things? How can you help her right now?
Yeah, I think just kind of showing her that, yeah, she was thrown in there, but like she survived and she made it out on the other side, and like now she's gonna learn from it. Like it's hard to kind of see that stuff now, like he said, but she's gonna learn a lot from it. And I think you can already tell, like, yes, sometimes she gets like in her head and frustrated, but it's because I feel like she knows she can be better. And I think a lot of us have been there. I've definitely been there, being thrown in and feeling overwhelmed, and then kind of you take a step back and you're like, okay, like now that you've been in that situation, you kind of know what to do, and it gives you confidence to move forward, correct your mistakes, and go back out there again.
How much different are you physically from last year? Because you had that spurt last year, and that spurt, good 11-game, 12-game stretch where you were just unstoppable for a while. Did you feel good physically then, and you don't now? I mean, you were supposed to get fixed over the off season, and it seems like you're not quite where you were last year.
Yeah, I was definitely healthier in that stretch. I think I definitely felt better physically than I do now, but I think that's all coming back day by day. I think I am getting back to that, so it's just now having that translate on the court in games. I think every practice gets a little bit better. So.